I mean, we right here. You see what's going on. We with the legend Miguel. He was just singing some tunes. I don't know what was going on. If he want us to do it like an album together.
The intro,
like
to the podcast, the new Barstool podcast intro.
He was off camera.
You know, he got to hit the morning with the classics. You know, the mornings be the perfect time for a classic song. You know,
that's what it's about.
Man, let me ask what everybody want to know.
Yeah,
you broke the internet. You're swinging from the air.
Your body suspension.
Suspension.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yes.
At some point in the show, did you say this wasn't a good idea?
Did you think?
Because you know, like when I go get tattoos, you know, you be excited. You be like, yeah, I can't wait. You get there and they be like, and you like, oh, this wasn't a good.
I shouldn't have done this shit.
I shouldn't have done this.
You didn't know it was gonna hit like that.
I didn't know it was gonna hit. Like
right. That's like all my hand tattoo was like that and down this side. But
you was scared that your hand tattoo had you. Your tattoo had you like, oh, this shit's painful.
I was just saying like. When I got, there's a couple tattoos like that where in that area right here on my elbow, you know, there's moments where you're just like, ooh, that's not pleasant at all. And but the first to answer the question, the first time, the initial time doing suspension, the piercing was fine. The piercing was okay, and then it was once they had me hooked in. My instructor, Steve, was like, they kind of forewarned me that there's going to be a moment where you're not going to know if this is something that you can go through with. And he was like, and it happens to everyone, especially the first time. Mm-hmm. He said, and typically it's just a decision to trust, to let go of needing to control or really what he said was, you have to trust that your body can handle the pain, which is the same thing that we do when we work out. You go to the gym and you get to that last set, or you push through because you're trying to, you know, go a few more reps on your last set or whatever, or you push, you know, another weight. Your body is telling you no, because that's what your brain and your body is supposed to do. It's like a fight or flight response, right? We get into pain. Your body goes, I need to protect you, so you can't do this, you know? And so there was definitely a moment, but I'll tell you it was a revelation in this moment. I was strapped in. I was still kind of on my toes, tippy toes, you know, and most of my weight is on my, you know, on the hooks.
Yeah.
And he said my face turned green. He could see that I couldn't tell, and he looked at me. He said, "This is where you have to remind yourself that you can handle the pain, and that you don't have to always be in control of the outcome. Trust yourself." He's like, "I've done this many a times for many years, and this is the safest, most, you know, common and easiest, you know, point of entry. Like you're safe, basically." I think it was the letting go of needing to be in control that was a life lesson, and it changed so much for me. And it was at that point that I lifted my toes off the ground, and I was fully, basically, on trusting my body and the strength of my body. And it was so by the time we'd been on stage, I'd done it 2 times prior.
So you had to do a full rehearsal.
No, I hadn't rehearsed for it because every time I've done suspension, it was with a purpose. It was like for a deeply personal, you know, purpose. It was a meditative intention. I'd done a lot of work and thinking and journaling prior to, and there was a reason, you know. The purpose for the art performance was to really introduce the tone of the next phase and this next project, because I've been through a lot of life since the last time everybody's seen me. You know, it's not all pineapple skies, you know, and life does that. Yeah. As we know.
Life be
lifing hard.
Yes, it do.
Life's hard, you know?
Yes, it do.
Yeah, and there's joy and there's pain and there's all of that in there, but it was important to me to really open up the conversation of like what is acceptable for when you're expected to be a certain way and you realize that your life is changing. And you're evolving. You feel me? So yeah,
and that's what people don't understand. Like you know, you came out what 2010. Something like that.
2009, right. 2010, yeah.
Even you aren't the same person you was in 2010.
Who is?
like who
is?
Like life's been lifing. Yes. So I've been growing. I've been, as a person, as a human being, as an artist, as just a general person in the world, I've grown. I'm not like some people want you to stay the same forever. Like it's like, nah, I'm elevating.
The values. See, it's like what people forget is that like your values can remain and should, I think, should remain unless you have values that are like don't work for you, and you need and those need to evolve, right? And this is like just something I've learned as a man growing up. You know, just growing up. Yeah. What is consistent about my character are my values. You feel me? But the things that change are things that either don't fit for me or they don't work for me, or they're not the right representation of the kind of my values. Right. They don't express my values in that way. Everything else, the clothes I wear, like that's like you feel me? That's like seasonal, like fashion. Like fashion changes, you know, all the time. Mm-hmm. And the way people express themselves through fashion is gonna evolve, whatever. But your values, the person wearing the clothes, is what it's really about. You feel me? And I think art, expression, these are things that are meant to express maybe the tone of the value, the purpose and the value for art. For me, why I express myself is because I feel like emotion is what connects human beings. You know, it's like, why I could hear a song in another language and be like, I don't know what they're saying,
but this shit's hot.
I can feel it.
Hits.
And I can feel it.
This is a banger, or this makes me feel pain, or this makes me feel sadness, or whatever. You may not understand it, but the emotion is what we connect to. And I think that's why I make music, is even when I couldn't understand For All We Know by Donny Hathaway as a little kid, I didn't never know pain like that. Pain and love, you know, and having to let go of that. I never knew that as a kid, but I felt it. Right. I felt that supremely. And I wanted to be the kind of artist that made music like that. And I've been blessed to be able to do that, you know? And so regardless of the tone of the art, the intention and the principle is pure. Yeah. And it's coming from a really a place that I think is greater than myself, you know? Yeah. So, yeah.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by BodyArmor. From sports drinks to sports water, BodyArmor keeps us hydrated all day long. Whether we're talking, watching, or even playing sports, BodyArmor, our go-to choice. Like, no matter what we're doing, BodyArmor. And I'm a big fan of the water. The BodyArmor water all keeps me hydrated. Real hydration, real ingredients packed with electrolytes, vitamins, and nothing artificial. BodyArmor has a great tasting flavor like strawberry banana and blue raspberry. The best athletes in the world hydrate with BodyArmor, like Ronald Acuna Jr., Christian McCaffrey, Alex Morgan, and the latest athlete to join the team, Touchdown Joe Burrow. Shout out to Joe Burrow on the team. BodyArmor, doing your thing. Right. Waiting to see what type of season you had this year. So when you're out and about at your local, wherever you at, your local retail store, your local supermarket, your local, wherever you at, when you come across that BodyArmor, get you some. BodyArmor is available at stores nationwide. But make sure you go to the BodyArmor store on Amazon and get yours today. Right.
Yeah. Early on, going into, music, right? Was it ever anything that you felt personally growing up, a girl, somebody broke your heart, and later on as you grew up in life, it tapped into your music and you pulled from that? Was it places like that you pulled from, relationship experiences that you pulled from?
I mean, as a we always are pulling from, as a writer, as a songwriter, I'm always pulling from my experiences. I try my best to make that in real time. This album in particular, Viscera, is like a synopsis of a long period of time, a large block of time. So I'm pulling more from the last 5-6 years. You know, it's not so much. And sometimes if I'm just writing a song just cause or whatever, of like someone wants to need a hook for something and they want it to be about A, B, and C, and I'm not going through that, then I'm gonna pull from
something else,
something that I've experienced in the past, right? But yeah, that's the best part. That's the best answer I could probably give you.
Now, growing up, did you ever in a million years think you'd be in this position right here? Because some people no, I always knew I was going to be. Like, some people really feel like they're like, no. And then some people be like, Gilly, I didn't have no idea. It just, I had a song, it took off, and then next thing you know, I looked up and I was Miguel, one of the biggest artists in the world.
No, man, that's not the biggest artist by far, but I always knew I'm here to create, and there was nothing else in my brain that made me doubt that I wasn't going to make music my career. Like this was all that there was for me, as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm made for this, Yeah. I've been blessed to have emotion that is universal come through me. And those are indications. And also it's like connecting with fans.
Right.
To be real is like that feeling on stage when you're supremely connected to like tens of thousands of people. There's nothing more spiritual or unanimous than that.
Right.
And that's also like reaffirming. So no, I've never doubted that this is what I was built to do and meant to do, or that I was gonna do it. For me, it was always in my brain. It was like, it's just time. Time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the best part about music, is the performance for you.
No. The best part is there's different points. It's surprising myself. Like I've surprised myself in what came through and like how real it felt. Like to the point where I'm like, wow, I don't know even where that came from.
Right.
That's what I'm saying is like that feeling is I can't explain that feeling.
Right.
It's greater than me, It's Sure Thing, Adorn. I don't remember writing those songs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Girl with the Tattoo. I remember the idea. I remember why, but it just happened, Use Me, on Kaleidoscope Dream. Dream
Yes.
in and of itself. Coffee, Arch and Point. You know what I mean? Like these songs are like, I was either so having fun and not thinking about it.
Too.
Man, it's love. Thank you.
Arch and Point. That's
come on, it's love. Yeah. We had some good times with that one.
Yes.
Good times. Yeah, man.
What was a song for you that you was unsure about? Like, I don't know.
And
I love it, but it might not do. And it was just like
songs I didn't know about.
Because some songs we be unsure
Facts.
about. We be like, then you might have your homie that's like, or your partner that's like, I'm telling you,
This
man,
is
this
the
gonna
one.
go, man. This
This is the one.
And you like, this one? Like, I'm telling you, man, everybody love this one.
No, truth be told, very first single that came out as a professional recording artist, All I Want Is You. Mark Pitts is like that's my brother. He signed me and he believed in me before I could even put music out.
Right.
He fought for me and fought for the music, and he was so sure of this song, and I was like,
production and everything was crazy on that.
man. But at the time, people forget the context of music at the time. It wasn't like, even hip hop didn't sound like that anymore. It was like hip hop was going in a different direction. So we weren't getting boom bap you know?
Yeah.
And I had been...
It was more the 808s.
Yeah, we were getting to... Yeah, we were moving to the South, which was dope. It was a great time. We were getting a lot of Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yin Yang Twins. We were getting all the like crunk fire. You know, it was a good time. But we weren't hearing a lot of that sound. And yeah, I just was like, man, I don't know about this. I was like, this is my first single. There was a song called Quickie that I wrote, and I was like, I feel like this is just out the gate gonna be a banger, you know? Which it did. It turned out to be. Yeah. But in terms of introducing me as an artist, he was so sure of it, and you know, I had to trust him, and he was right. Yeah. He was right, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank God you trusted him.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
And that's a lesson to a lot of the artists out there. Sometimes you got to let the people that's been doing their job for a long time do their job.
It goes back to always needing to be in control.
Yes,
it's been a life theme of you know, trusting people who truly, you know, love and care for and see you even outside of yourself.
Right.
I think there's something powerful in being able to do that. And I can honestly say, like, it's been a journey for me. You know, that's been a journey. So yeah, when we have people that love us on our team who are really gonna ride for us, you gotta trust those people. You know?
Absolutely.
Gotta trust them.
Especially when they've been doing their job for a long time.
Facts. Yeah. When they're,
you know, they could just love you. They could be there for you. They ain't been doing this job for. I'm not making you my accountant because you're my homie.
Yeah. No, you cannot do my taxes.
Right.
No, we're not doing that. You gonna have me in trouble.
But when you got people that's there, they love you. They've been doing this job. They're good at doing that job. You have to trust them in doing their job because that's their job. You haven't been doing it. So
now, with the changes of music sounds, people attention spans 8, 12 seconds. Is there any fear as you go to create a new album and you've been out of the game for a while? Is it fear there as an artist, like that artist fear where you be like, how they gonna take it? Do you overthink it sometime when you creating?
Man, I'm an overthinker.
Okay.
I really am. So there's definitely, I got to do work to get out of my way often. And that's where, you know, I I like, what I love about the podcast is that it's light and you got, you know, it's like, I feel like I don't want to make it always so serious, but that's a real thing. It's like, for me, it's been figuring out ways to get my conscious brain out of the way of what's greater. You know, it's like we all have intuition and an intuitive quality that connects us, I think, to what's greater than us, to God, really, you know, to the source. And I think our experience and fear, like you said, is like people expecting A, B, and C, and maybe this is not what they really want, or am I, you know, is this too different for them? Is this unfamiliar? But then you want to stay true to yourself, you know, and there's a reconciling that entails. But I think when you trust, you know, your connection, your ideas, and the work that you've put into it, you know, it's like just really trust yourself and trust what's greater and let that come through. That's been the real work for me.
And to truly be honest, in order to truly be successful, you have to be willing to fail. That's just part of the process. You have to be willing to fail.
You got to.
So, you know, if you're not willing to go out there and say, I believe in what I did, I got to trust the work that I did, I got to trust that I put enough hours in, I put enough time, and now I got to let that energy out into the world. Maybe they might accept it this time, maybe they don't. But that's still, I got to come on, let's come right back in and give them something else. See, a lot of times people think, you know, the Drakes, the Beyoncés, the Miguels, the Weekends, the Chris Browns, they forget that those people are human too.
Man.
Yeah.
They got feelings too. They get nervous too. They got a big project coming out, the world's waiting. They get little butterflies in their stomach too. Because at the end of the day, this is something that people are passionate about, something that they love. This is like an album is almost like a child to you. Like I'm coming with, I'm about to drop off.
Yeah.
So Of course, when you drop, and you want it to be successful, you wanted people to be acceptive to it. So let's always remember that he's human too. He get a little nervous too when it's time to drop. What
I'll say is like, I'm not nervous.
Yeah, but you know when it's time to drop.
I really like I've done it, and this is humbly.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we're not doing humble anymore. Side note. I need everybody out there to go look up the word humble in the dictionary.
Break it down.
In the dictionary, humility is associated with undermining yourself.
Yes.
We're not here for that. We are not here for that. No one out there should be there to I like this quote, Deion Sanders. I like some of the, that's
with the game. Coach Sanders.
Yeah. He's like, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity.
Right.
And I'm confident that what I put into this is intended for who it's intended for.
Right.
And I've been blessed enough to see over time the music last time.
Right.
And I think timelessness was always the intention. So when I know that I'm coming from a timeless intention and I pour my heart and my soul into something, that I'm confident that it will last for who it's supposed to last. And that's where we get Sure Thing. That's where we get Quickie. That's where we get All I Want Is You. None of which were the sound of the time. You know what I mean? They were always out of the box, left. And I think it's more important to be clear about our intentions and about where we're coming from in our soul. Then the rest of it is like, again, this is what suspension has been a real teaching thing. And I like visceral, not to be, but it's been a visceral learning experience that is like, I don't need to be in control of the result. I just need to trust myself. Trust where I'm coming from. And I think most people, successful entrepreneurs will tell you, it's like, I just had an idea and everybody told me I was crazy.
Yep.
And I just went for it. Y'all know?
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody
Against the odds, against what was the status quo, blah, blah, blah. And people didn't understand it. People said I was this. People, who were afraid themselves were trying to keep me from doing it. Don't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Which we've all dealt with this. People being like, because they're afraid of, they couldn't do it or whatever. Their
Absolutely.
fear. So I'm not nervous. I am aligned.
Right.
Because I have my purpose. You feel me?
Right.
And I think that's like, you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
Just like they can't tell, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're on like building this platform was not something people were like, podcast.
Right.
I'm sure you're like, what's a podcast?
That's how I was. And then he sent me an article that said Spotify allocated $420 million the first quarter to podcast. I said, what?
Feel me?
Break them fucking cameras out. Where the cameras? $420 million the first quarter. That's from January to April. 420. Oh, we're missing some money. And even when I started $1 million worth of game, like you said, you have to have the confidence.
Yeah.
Because when I was breaking it down to my friends, like, I'm about to start giving game to the youth on Instagram. Then at the end, I'm going to be like, right. They were sitting there like,
you crazy.
I would have to kind of see you do it to kind of to understand. Like, I could have let that persuade me, like, you know what, maybe this is a bad idea. Right. But I'm like, y'all don't see the vision that I see. Right. The vision that's coming through my eyes, y'all could never see that because y'all don't have this vision. Yeah. So this what I'm gonna do. Right. Let me give y'all $1 million worth of game real quick. Right. To all the young people out there, stop chasing women and chase money, because when you got money, they chase you. Right. Facts. They was like, all right, we like that shit. Yeah. That was, facts. I didn't know you was gonna do it like that. Yeah. So a lot of times, man, you gotta understand who you are, what your vision is. And that's it. And you can't be deterred by somebody else's vision. Well, I don't think that's gonna work. I never seen nobody do that. That's why it's special, because nobody ever done this shit. I'm not out here trying to do something that everybody you done seen done before. That's why you were special, because you said, I came out in a time where the music was like this, but I came like that. So it was like, oh, this is something new. This is something fresh. This is something different. This don't sound like the 100 songs that just came on the radio.
Right,
They
right.
got the same beat pattern, the same, it's going at 100 whatever RPMs.
Right,
Because that's what the radio do.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you was willing to be groundbreaking. You was willing to trust your team first. We coming with this record. I don't know. I want to come with this record. This was a smash out the gate. Now this is a good introduction. And look where you at now.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Love.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka.
New Amsterdam.
I got a little something new today. New Amsterdam Vodka is born from uncompromising passion for great vodka. This heartfelt commitment to excellence has enabled them to produce America's vodka from a superb taste and unparalleled smoothness. Their liquid is rated 93, 5 times distilled and 3 times filtered. So they really put this through a process so that this vodka can taste extremely well. Wow. When it taps your tongue. I just want to tell you that New Amsterdam Vodka is mostly inspired by those who stay true to themselves.
True.
Like me and Wallow.
Yes, sir.
Nothing is more true to themselves like $1 Million Worth of Game, huh?
Always true.
Right, because we don't care about what anybody thinks. But back to New Amsterdam Vodka for pursuing your dreams and celebrating with friends and having an epic night out. This is why New Amsterdam Vodka is what? The official vodka of Barstool Sports. A hardworking spirit flows through everyone. Everything New Amsterdam Vodka does, from the water they use to the grains they select. Everything, every step to distilling the process. Find your wins with New Amsterdam Vodka. When you're out about at your local liquor store, make sure you get you some. Right.
And when you look at your music, Sure Thing did like $500 million, close to $500 million. Close to, it's 4 something, but it's close to $500 million streams.
Think about that, man.
That's a lot.
Because we not on no humble shit. Think about
I
that.
feel like it's more.
I like that. He not on no humble shit. I like that.
I feel like it's more.
Yeah, because
it's like-
Wallow checked a month ago.
I don't be checking the stats. I get the text though. I get the text from loved ones like, "Yo, did you see that it's at 1 billion plus streams?" And it may be I don't know what it is. It may be like what is it like collectively or whatever. But what's crazy is I've met people my age who have played it for their children.
Yeah.
Who is now their children's like wedding song. It's like a stream. Like what a stream at this point, and we will get this right. I wish we had I wish music was more organized in terms of unionizing and taking care of each other and protecting how important music is, as the film industry has been. I commend and applaud the film, the Writers Guild, all of the actors who are like really supporting each other to protect the craft and to protect each other and their livelihoods, because we do need to get streaming right, and we're making some progress, but it's nowhere near. I'm like, a stream is like 0.006 of a penny per stream. I'm like, fuck is a stream? Right. You feel me? I get to touch lives. The stream isn't the thing for me.
Right.
When I'm on stage and I'm looking at the parent and their child and their it's like partners and
You got a whole family in there.
Yeah. I'm talking about grandpa, and I'm talking about,
Granddaughter.
exactly. All the range is crazy.
Yes.
And I don't take credit for that. I get to be a part of that. Yeah, the money is great too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all because I think when you do things like we said, you trust yourself, and then you trust your team, and you go for what you believe in, which is the game. Ultimately that's what it boils down to.
Right.
You have an idea, you execute the idea with the people that you trust, and y'all go hard until it cracks.
Right.
That's why I said that in this song. It's like in Skywalker, it's like, put the work in till it works out.
Right. Absolutely. That's why me and him are so productive.
And what's crazy about it is the work always work out, even when you're not working. Because what's crazy? When you put it in the beginning, even if you look at somebody like you, it's like, last album you dropped was when?
Man, 2017, end of 2017.
Think about that. All right, so you drop an album 2017. You know,
I'm sorry, end of 2018, going into 19.
in 2018, it's about 5 years ago.
I'm right. I don't even remember.
About 5 years ago.
It was that long ago.
5-6 years ago.
He said the money was good. He was spending some of it.
At the end of the day,
That's why I don't do my own taxes.
you got to think about it. So you say you don't drop since then. That's why I say when you work it, it works even when you ain't working. But right now, it's still all the way up into the day. You got 27.5 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
Crazy.
Do you know how crazy that is?
That's wild,
You
bro.
got artists that's popping right now that ain't got 15 million.
Wow.
monthly
That's
listeners.
popping
Man.
right now.
Right.
You got 20.
Like just put something out right now. They pop it right now.
You know what I'm saying? So you got
With no 5-year layoff.
Didn't take the break. That's
Didn't
right. Didn't take the break.
You know,
So,
you know,
yeah.
you got that money. So, I think I'm gonna spend some time with the family.
Well, you know,
spend some of
that's
this
major.
money.
No,
you
it's
know.
love. It's but again, like if we're looking at it from a business standpoint, you want to create businesses that work for you, like you said, while you sleep.
Yeah.
You know, what is going to live while you're not working?
Right.
And honestly, like we are experiencing emotion. That's what music, that's what fine art is about. That's what any art, first and foremost, people don't realize is a service. Art is a service industry, ultimately. The best art connects people and connects through emotion. And if the art is so pure that either one, people can relate, or it's so impactful that people feel something that they're not used to feeling, then it has the opportunity to connect at any time, because emotion is timeless.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It's like why you can still go back to a memory that was painful or joyous or, you know, any emotion that was real strike. You can go right back to that moment and you can remember it like it was right in that moment.
And it's crazy you say
feel me?
that.
And sometimes you could tap in.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, it's going to bring, you know, I feel like, you know, I just had a son that passed.
Man,
You know, I feel like.
my bro. I was like, dude, should I? My condolences on
Yeah, I
air. as I'm
appreciate
saying,
that,
you know.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. But
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm so sorry, man.
no matter how long that it be, when you tap into that, you're going to get emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, there's no way around it. When we tap into my cousin, his brother Steve, we going to get emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. It's just things that you get. Emotion is for life. Like you can always tap into something. I got friends that died, that was murdered 20-something years ago, that I think about them, and it just, you can't get away from that feeling. You know what I mean? So I understand truly what you're saying, man, about emotions, man. And energy is everything.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Energy is everything. That's why I surround myself with people with great energy. You know what I mean? And a lot of times that help you get through those rough times.
it's key.
You know what I
Man,
mean?
it's key.
But I
Man.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
And it's like, I think I always tell people, me growing up in the 80s, music was the soundtrack to the struggle that was taking place in the ghetto. So when you think about artists that's creating art, the art and just the music, it helps so many people's lives, because a person can hear a song and connect back with a moment, connect back with a loved one that's not here, connect back with an emotion, connect back with a hardship from hearing a song today that they might have heard in the 90s, or they might have heard when Short Think. It's the songs that connect. Oh, damn, I remember I was in college. I first got to Howard. That's why music is so powerful. You said something important. You said something about what is the stream and the arts, and how the value on music ain't what it was.
right.
When I grew up, I think it was more powerful because, I was a dude that had crates of tapes. I had all the tapes,
Yeah, he
cassette
had
tapes.
everything.
Yeah,
I was a tape lord, right?
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
listen.
And he used to steal them.
Listen, I had all the tapes. I used to go to the store.
Just to
back in
let
the
y'all
day.
know.
Tower
I'm
Records.
a little emotional right now, but you said steal them.
Sam, what
I
is
was
it?
gonna say,
Sam
I was
Goody?
like, do you want a sec, Gilly?
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
no,
good?
no,
You good?
man.
Yeah,
Nah,
Sam,
I'm good.
Sam
Yeah,
Goody.
yeah.
Listen, you had Sam Goody. You had all this stuff. So I had a bunch of tapes. So
You got some of your tapes still, huh?
Yeah.
You got,
yeah, they somewhere probably in Nanny basement. So what happened is this what happened. What happened is it was an experience. Like I remember to this day, Continuous Motion, when I
Yes.
went and got Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z tape.
Man.
Like I remember when I had E4. I remember when I got certain artist tapes to this day. I remember going because it was like you go get it was different than it is now.
It was
Because
more of an experience.
It was experience because you had to go get
Yeah.
the
You
tape.
had to wake
go
up and
get
be
the
like,
record.
man, hold on, what time the record store?
Yeah.
Now it's just
Let me
you.
get it
It's
before it's
12
all
o'clock.
gone.
It's like it's
Listen.
12 o'clock is ready.
You
Let
had-
me listen.
yeah.
You had to go
Right.
get the CD.
Okay.
And then you had to make it back home after work. It might be Friday. You get paid, whatever you were doing. It was an experience in the artist you went, and then to hear it and play it all the way through. And then you might be one of 2-3 people in the neighborhood with that tape. Everybody.
Right.
So now you dubbing the tape. You know, it was
Yeah.
you was taken away from the artist then by bootlegging or whatever. But it wasn't.
So you was doing copyright infringements back
Yeah,
then.
but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like the streaming. I wasn't as worse than the
Scammer.
streamers.
You know, it's like,
I wasn't
Bootleg glow.
at least
Miguel Newsom.
At least they was getting their
Straight
money.
up, straight up.
At least they was getting their money back then.
yeah.
They was getting way more
Way more.
for a CD. So you mean to tell me now that if you had an album and you had 15 songs, the album was like $17, $16, 15. So if you got 15, I'm paying like $1 a song every time.
Yeah.
So how you go from $1.50 a song or whatever, and it depends on what label you was on too.
Facts. Yeah.
How you like when Tupac came out with the double CD, changed our whole. We was just like, oh my God. And even when Prince came out with a CD, I think Prince Jones was like 50 or 100. It was, I forget when he came out with that one tape. They was getting real money for these shit. So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me it go from
$9 for a membership, so you can stream anything at any time. $9 a month does not equate to all the. You know what I mean? It just
Yeah,
doesn't.
Think
that's
about that.
crazy. For
$10
$9 a month, I can listen to everybody.
Everybody, anytime I want, and that money doesn't. You're not paying for the song. You're paying for the
access.
ability to. Yeah, exactly. The access. It's
I'm paying
crazy.
for- I'm paying-
That's wild.
listen,
when
$9
you think about it from that standpoint,
all the music
That's
all
wow.
at once, anytime, and that's the business. That's the value proposition to the customer, but it also devalues the sort of the perception, and people forget that perception is this is like
Perception is
perception
reality.
it's really it.
absolutely.
So they're like, oh, I mean, it's just $10. Like, why would they value? Why would it be as important? You feel me?
As of so I pay $9, right? And I got access to 100 million songs for $9 a month.
Yeah.
So it don't matter how I got just me having access to your music. I don't have to pay to have access to your music. But you don't, so it's real wild because I got access to your music even though I don't listen. But that $9 gave me access to your music.
Right.
Right.
And
You
then
might-
I
and you
put
ain't
all
getting
this
paid.
hard work in.
Right.
You pay $9, you get access to my music, and then you got to stream me 4,500 times before I make $1.
More importantly,
You got to put me on repeat from January 1st to January the next year, and just put it on repeat and just let it sit there.
right. Also, like, just straight up, like, so you think I care what you think about my music?
Right? When you paying $9,
You're not even paying for my, like, you don't even pay for, like, you're the person who is criticizing me for what I do to express myself on any level.
Yeah.
That's streaming it is a passive listener.
Yeah.
I don't make music for you.
right?
I'm making music for the people who are really like connected to me and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Those people are the ones who will buy my music.
Yes.
And I think that's more of a business lesson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As creatives, as artists out there, if you're making music, find what it is that is yours, find your audience, and just serve them. Everyone else can say whatever they want. They're not buying your music.
No.
They are passive listeners that will, you got a hot song or everybody's playing it or it's the song for this thing or
They
whatever.
passing by.
They're just passersbys.
Yeah.
So whatever they say, whatever they think, they're not the ones that are going to be paying your, supporting you.
Supporting
They're
you.
not gonna really
Because you got
support you.
supporters and then you got passive supporters.
Yeah.
You got drive-by supporters.
Straight
Blah,
up.
blah, 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 blah. You
Yeah,
heard 3
window
songs, we
shoppers.
out.
Yeah, you feel me? Like window
Yeah.
shopping. You're like, yeah, they'll walk into the store. They're like, oh yeah, we were just at that store. It was nice. It was cool. But we didn't leave with anything.
And you gotta understand
Right.
this. There's a difference between somebody that's gonna listen to your music here and there and check it out, to a person that's gonna come. They're gonna know every lyric to song, every
Buy your
song.
merch.
They're gonna buy that merch. They want to buy that hard ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, I live in Milwaukee, but he's going to be in Indianapolis. He's not coming to Milwaukee. I'm going there. I'm driving all the way there to go to the show, and I'm buying some merch because I know that I need this piece to be a part of my collection because I went to 5 shows the last time. So it's about the whole experience. Question to you: How can an artist make money these days? Up and coming artist, from your perspective.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by Straight Talk. Are you paying too much for your wireless plan? Are you? Straight Talk just introduced the new Straight Talk multi-plan where more lines mean more savings. Just $25 a line with unlimited data, talk, and text on nationwide 5G. So that's $25 a line. So that means if you got 4 people in the house, everybody in the house could get phones for $100 a month. Unlimited. 5G. I mean, what are we talking about? Straight talk. I mean, because you straight talking all goddamn day. Ain't no stopping. Because it's unlimited on this for $25. Plus no contracts, no hidden fees, no compromise. That's the Straight Talk talking from Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart and Walmart.com. So when you're in Walmart, you're paying these high fees, paying all these extra fees on these phone bills. You got 8 people in the house. Everybody got a phone for $200 a month. Talk to me. No, Straight Talking is talking to you. Holla at Walmart and Walmart.com so you could be straight talking. Right.
It's not. There's a number of ways to do it with streaming. To be fair, there are people who are playing a numbers game. They realize that every time they drop a new album, whatever, their streams pick up for everything else they do, which is consistent over history. Even when it was just record sales, when an artist would put out an album, then their old back catalog would pick up as well. So there's people who are playing numbers games. There are people who strictly focus on D2C, which is direct to consumer communications, and they're super serving their fan base with products that go with the music. But if you're a musician, you have to remember that that's your medium. So you got, and I'm sure people are like, yeah, stick to music, buddy. And I'm like, yeah, we coming, don't worry. I have an era. Like I have so much music on the way, and this will be my most prolific era of time between this and the next 10 years. But music will be at the center of it. And then I have ancillary businesses that are built around that. But when it comes to strictly music, products and services that revolve around the music and that bring me closer to my fan base to again strengthen the D2C sort of relationship and to strengthen sort of the bond that we have, because I don't need 1 billion people listening to my music to make a living.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I need a good 10,000.
Why 10,000? So low. I'm as a big artist like you.
10,000 for what I'm coming with and the amount of music I'm coming with and the things I'm building around it. I just need 10,000, and we could rock around the world.
But could you elaborate on that for the listener, the artists that want to know?
Again, it's just people who are. You have to work backwards, right? So I have my this is my how I want to be able to move, and we work backwards from that. Now, I want to move a certain way. I want to be able to play in these different places around the world. So how do I break that down? Okay, I need this many people, you know what I'm saying? And if they're like hyper attentive to what I do, we good.
That's major, man.
But whatever it is, whoever you are as an artist, as a musician, you just got to look at, how you want your business to be. If you want to be on the radio, if that even matters anymore, yeah, you're gonna have to.
The radio makes superstars.
Yeah.
The internet makes stars.
Yeah, but then
the internet and the radio make a superstar.
Bruh, look at Sure Thing. I'm not. I've been blessed to have both, straight up. So the thing is, like, how do you want your business to be? You know, it's the same thing in fashion, which I've learned, or in the business of fashion. It's like when people make clothing, if you are working on a business that's direct to consumer, you have more creative freedom.
Yes.
You can make whatever you're doing because you're serving a niche.
Yes.
But if you are wanting to work in retail, if you want to be, you know, in brick and mortar stores, then you're going to have to deal with buyers and their customers' demands.
Right.
So they're going to have input on what you make, the same way that being with a major label who's playing a major label game, who wants your music to be on the radio, they're going to be like, well, everything sounds like this. This is what they're demanding. So can you make us more of this?
Yeah.
You know, you're not serving your audience. You're serving the audience that fits another customer base.
And a lot of times you be serving the audience of what they think
Exactly.
people want to hear.
Yeah.
What they think. See,
Yeah.
One thing I encourage the artists to do is always keep the main thing the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you was coming into the game, it was you and your homies. And you took very little direction from motherfuckers on the outside. And you got to where you at.
Yep.
Now you where you at, and you got motherfuckers that didn't have no part to get you where you at, saying, you should do this.
Right.
And you should do that. I'm going to listen to my 5 homies who know me from day one. Now, what y'all think we should do? We like this song, man. We don't really like that.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to who you're making what you're making for.
Right.
You know, it's like, how can someone who comes from a completely unrelated lifestyle, maybe not even background, let's not even make it that, but lifestyle. They're not living a lifestyle that your music actually communicates for.
Right.
So how could they give you insight on whether or not that is, like you said, if it's like, how did you say it? You said, how did you say it? You just said, basically you make it for the people you make it for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Now, again, when you get to a point where you're like, look, I have all this money. Now, those may not be the people who you give it to manage. You go to someone who does that.
Right.
But for insight on what you're making and who it's for, you should have the people who live that lifestyle, who are, you know, to chime in. I do think that's like massive key. Did that make sense?
Yes, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. We living in a time now where I know when you was coming up, your tour rate changed as you went from lukewarm to hot to flaming up. Like, it changed.
Yeah.
We live in a space different, whereas though some people tour different because now it's the money, the payday sometimes within the last couple of years was unbelievable money people was getting. But you might get, it's different between doing a tour and it's different between festivals, right? Festivals give you a shitload of money. You might ask for a bunch and they might say, all right, here, we got it right now. But now you're seeing some festivals getting canceled. Some people, a lot of artists not selling tickets. Drake and
21.
Drake and 21. Beyonce came, 50 came, Baby came. They came and crushed the buildings. Took all the ticket sale money. Beyonce just did.
Yeah.
Took I never seen it. Listen.
Yeah.
Was that Beyonce hugging the arena? What was that?
She was like,
was that gathering all the tickets?
She said, she killed that. And then Drake, little bit, and 50 Cent came and
Wait, hold on, don't leave us out of the Gilly Fest.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
So Snoop
said, wait, hold on.
Yeah, he said, oh, we gotta get
sold that out too.
Yes, we did. We gotta get. So, but we went to Snoop. We went to 50, packed.
Yeah.
And when I realized it was an unserviced fan base out there. And I said, wow, even with the hip hop, 50th anniversary of hip hop, so many artists that haven't performed. So it was, I'm talking about crowds and crowds of people coming to see the legends. In music, it's like, there's so many, with this new sound and the new stuff coming out, there's so many tours that's not happening of artists that really created Generation Z out here. Like, the music that created these kids out here,
right?
They're not even, and their parents got the money. Their parents got the jobs, the retirement. They got the real money to buy the ticket, come and buy some merch, have a good night out, buy some drinks.
Right.
So, because going to a show is like a whole.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
You get ready. You got a plan.
Let's
Gotta get your outfit.
Get the fit right.
It's a thing
Yeah.
because I'm seeing the different show. The people that go to show from when I go to the Roots Picnic is a different crowd. Roots Picnic, Essence Fest, you just see the different crowds and different audience of people that was forgot about in some type of way. So it's like when you come, it's a wrap. You know when the tour come with you. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people ain't selling the tickets because, and I had to do this, a lot of people didn't build their fan base. Because it's different when you're an artist and you start coming up and you're getting booked in clubs where it is not your fan base. That Friday night, that club's going to be jumping anyway. The promoter just wanted to bring you there because he wanted some props and clout on his name. Not because everybody in that club wanted you or will pay for a ticket from you. So you go doing that for a year. You didn't establish the hard ticket sale. Right. You didn't establish the merch. You didn't establish the website. So now, when you look at it, you can't even, when
you
it's
was
time,
hustling backwards.
It's time to try to go do a show.
Live
Nation can't give you no money because they're like, you don't have no hard ticket sales. Right. You could have done it yourself on Eventbrite. You could have done it however yourself, build the email, sold some merch.
Right.
Because I don't even think artists understand the importance of merch. Merch is very important.
Big time.
Emails is very important.
Man.
Website is very
sales.
Hard ticket sales. It's very important because when you look at this, that fast money, you could take that $30,000 a night in the club. You might get that 7 times a month. But bro, you could have took and said, you know what? We're going to rent this venue. We're going to start off throwing 200 people in these venues. That shouldn't be hard for artists that got a little buzz. And we're going to keep building it because when we put these 200 people in this venue, we're going to all give them 200 people a free t-shirt. And we won't give them experience.
Right.
That this t-shirt is never going to be nowhere else.
Yeah.
They're going to tell everybody about it. It's going to be exclusive. We're going to snatch their fucking emails.
Build it into the price.
And it's a wrap.
It's already been paid for.
And then they're going to go from 2 to 5 to 8 to 1,200, and it's going to keep building. You know the different routes.
But people
around.
don't really be jumping 200. They usually go from 2 to 1,000, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But I'm just building. I'm just saying when you keep it.
He's talking 2 to 4
it
to
may be like
450.
No.
But no, if you keep it,
but it may be a few twos though. You might have to hit 200 a few times.
2,
You know what I mean?
2, and then it's 1,000, and then it's 3,000,
Right.
and then it's the arena.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is though is like, it from an artist like you on another level now. You know, if a festival book you, they got to give you fucking a Beverly Hills mansion type of money.
They hitting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're going to hit them for sure. We are. We earned that. We earned that. Come on. We earned that. We earned that.
You
earned
earned
that.
it. You definitely earned it.
I'm going to talk to him, Sean, try to get it a little, you know what I mean? I'm
Here you
going to try to give you a better price. I'm going to talk to his people.
Here you go.
Take care of my people.
Hey,
but what I'm saying is.
You better check him now because he be somewhere talking about on the next podcast. Yeah, because I manage Miguel too. I worked out a little something
on the side. You know what I mean? I got him a little, you know what I mean? But it's just about, I think it's important that more artists that went through the system, not all the time, share information, whether it's on your page, just to get some advice, because so many people out here lost in the matrix of music now. Right. There's a matrix out here, and they don't know what to do. They don't understand the importance of a good manager, a road manager, accountant, a good attorney, a good publicist, a good booking agent.
Right.
They don't know that's the whole system. They look at Miguel and be like, oh, he just hot. Miguel ain't do that shit by himself.
Bruh, it's true. No, the business of music is a business.
Yes.
And a lot of roles have to, and the importance of roles have to do with the dynamic in the team. Sometimes, like when you see an artist and their manager, and you see an artist be successful, it's hard to tell who's responsible for what part. Maybe the artist is just they just love to do the music, and the manager is like strategic, understands how to communicate really well with all of the different departments that make sure that, you know, the promotion is in line, that the marketing is sound and is effective, and so on and so forth, right? Is in communication with their touring, you know, their touring agent, and that the routing makes sense, and that then they have to communicate with their, you know, their accountant to make sure that their bottom lines after all of, you know, after touring, that money they're not in the red. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of things like, but then there's artists who are very involved in all of those things, and you know, the manager's more sort of understands that, okay, they have a brain for this, but they can galvanize people and have great relationship skills and can keep people engaged in the project. So I think it's about finding what you're really good at, and the things that you're not good at, outsource.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we
Find
do.
somebody who is good, and more than that, good at it, and is going to be passionate about, because know-how is not always a thing, but passion will get you through. You'll learn something if you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
You feel me? You don't have to know, like, I didn't know how to make music. I just had a passion for it. I just could not stop thinking about it, could not stop doing it. In class, writing songs, you know what I mean? You know, in nutrition, writing songs, at home, writing songs, after school, at the studio, blah, blah, blah. In a cypher, yeah, I'll beatbox. Yeah, I'll sing if you want me to, whatever. You know, when it's, you know, I was passionate.
Right.
My time off was about music, and it was through that I got the know-how. I earned the know-how. I don't know how to write a song great. All right, well, I'm doing the best I can. People here is like, oh, you should meet so-and-so. Then you build with them. Teach me how to write a song. Spend some time with, you know, production company. Learn how to write a song properly. You know, it's and in every facet, finding people who are passionate about you and believe in you, will actually propel them to do the work to learn. Now, you don't want to be a guinea pig all the time. Right. But I heard Issa Rae something that I thought that was really dope. She said, a lot of us think that we need to hustle up. Like, we need to make connections that are above us. I do think surrounding ourselves with people who are, you know, who have something to teach us, we naturally will absorb, you know, the game. Yeah. We'll get that and we'll be better. But hustling, I think, Issa Rae, she said, people forget that you should hustle laterally. People who are on your same level, at the same level, and have aspirations as good as and great as yours. Because then you can find ways to connect ideas and to work together, and then you come up together. Right. You know, I wish I would have. I did this in certain ways in my career early on. I wish I would have been more attuned to that, you know, at different stages. And here now, that's what I look for a lot, is like, who can I hustle with laterally so that we're moving forward? You know, my conversations with people are, again, about ideas that we can create and make things. And it's like, I can be responsible for the things that I love, that I'm passionate about, and they can do what they're passionate about. And when it wins, then we won together.
Right.
You know what's crazy?
That's a prime example of us right here.
No, hold up. You know what's crazy? It's funny you say this, because you said lateral. I'm over here. I'm like a professional lip singer. And I think I might, you know, you might need somebody on the stage doing some moves. You know what I mean? I might do some.
You can be the sign language. Have you seen the people that be doing
sign language.
They send his ass right back to jail. He over there throwing up all kinds of gang. Don't know what he do.
I need to, you know.
They be like, man, he just threw up the Bloods and the Crips, man.
Like, I know
that wasn't what Miguel was saying.
He didn't say that.
Started a riot in the crowd, but no, you know what's so the great thing is, you had somebody that's real special to us as a part of the $1 Million Worth of Game family on number 9, Lil Yachty.
Let's go, Yacht.
One thing about him, he's creative.
We love Yachty, man.
He got an unbelievable pen.
Yes, he does.
I'm gonna just say that and leave it alone.
Time.
He's a big pen.
Yeah.
How did that song come about?
Number 9 was really, I was like, honestly, Mark Pitts was like, what do you think about Yachty? I was like, I love Yachty. This album he had just put out. Don't tell Yachty. I said, I guess, you know, I got the stream of the album before it came out. I won't say who it came through, because I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but I was like, here's the thing though. No one promoted this album like I promoted this album. I don't think even Boat knows that. I was like, people at the studio, girls at the studio, creators at the studio. I'm playing this album when we're just like, all right, we're just chilling now. Let's just play song. I'm playing the whole album. Like, listen to this album. This is crazy. I'm recommending it to people. I'm talking about it. I'm you know, even to people who I feel are like, you know, creatively like established, that I know they're not going to do anything crazy, but they would love it. Yeah. I'm sending the stream. It's kind of like you were saying, like 80s, 90s, when you were excited about music, you shared it in a different way. You know,
you want to be the first. See, music, the excitement of music is, and it's a little different now because everybody got it right then and there. I used to be the one that wanted to be the first one to let you hear something that I know you didn't hear yet. Oh, you ain't down with this,
right?
Yeah, listen to this.
Heard this one.
Yeah.
Now you can't.
He was the first to let me hear Mason Jada Kiss.
Crazy. I introduced him to that.
Freestyling.
Yep.
He was.
I was the first one.
He was.
And Reasonable Doubt.
And Master P, I love you, Master P, but when he put that shit on in
I was the first one
1996,
in
I was
Philly
like, man, he
playing
sound like
Master
he
P.
got to take a shit. I was like, what?
Yo, you were not
he
with it,
jumped
huh?
right in the car talking about, you ain't heard this? P came on. I was like, I didn't hear this. You are right. I did.
First one on the East Coast. playing P.
Man,
But,
all
you
right.
know,
But-
that's when
but
East
that's
Coast,
where it came from.
Yeah,
that's when,
yeah.
before the South really took over. And the East Coast, I'm going to keep it all the way real. We didn't really have a true appreciation for the South.
No one did
and what they was doing.
at the time.
But around, he introduced me to that about 96, 97. By
95.
99, P was my man.
Come on,
Yeah.
He was my man. I was bumping him then.
him and All in No Limit.
Because it had grew on you. See Murder.
See Murder.
They was
Silk
running
the
it.
Silk the
Shocker.
Shocker.
And they was all going platinum back to back to
Man,
back.
back
Out
to
the
back.
gate.
Everybody was going platinum. Platinum and gold. Fiend, Mia X,
Mia X.
everybody. They was going
Man.
crazy. See Murder.
And platinum back then is when 1 million people actually had to go to the
Bought-
stores.
that actually bought the album.
So you gotta understand a
actual
person
hard copy.
like Nelly, who sold 10 million records.
Damn, I forgot Nelly killed him.
Million people
Nelly destroyed him.
went to the store to buy your record. Think about that. That's
That was,
unbelievable.
number one records were hard record sales.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like,
Only thing you got now is the hard ticket sales.
Yeah.
It's physical. Like, you know, you got to get a ticket. But it's different. Like, and it's one for one. Now,
That's trip.
the music, like, phew.
So the album, can you tell us a feature or two on the album?
well, yeah, Yachty for sure. Boat's on there for sure. Rocky's on the album. Nobody knows that.
ASAP.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Shout out to ASAP, man. My daughter just
Shout
did
out
a
to
song
Rocky,
with
man.
ASAP and
Yeah,
Brent
that's my
Fire.
bro.
Yeah, shout out to ASAP.
Rocky's
Shout out to A$AP.
Brose, Primo. I'm gonna leave it there.
All right, all right. We ain't gonna give you too much. He
too
gave
much.
you about 4 of them. You know,
leave you there.
He ain't gonna give you
There's
too
a
much.
there's a legend, someone I've always wanted to work
Oh,
with
Lord.
on the album. Yeah, we got some.
But you can't just say that on $1 million worth of
Like
game and not say
legendary,
who
like-
the legend is.
legendary, just like legendary, responsible for a lot of innovative, hyper creative music.
For real.
Yeah. More classic. Not as modern as who I'm talking about, but yeah, that would be crazy though. That would
He
be
said
crazy.
somebody
if Pharrell's on
responsible.
there.
That was, I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, it gotta be real. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to guess it because I
For real.
fuck around guessing.
You and Pharrell never did anything.
We've been in for sure. We've been in for sure. I love P. I love P. P is a big inspiration. People forget the context of Pharrell. P came out skateboard. P was like, "What? Black alternative?"
They didn't understand it.
They were like, "Whoa, huh?"
Right.
And this is exactly where I was like, I'm like in high school, and I'm
That
like,
was the shit.
yes,
Fresh
like,
on the draw.
this,
Ooh, baby, it wasn't
you know.
me.
And
You could get this lap
and
dance.
I mean, no,
here.
who was cooler? Like, who was cooler
Yeah.
than P?
P
You
came
feel
out
me?
hard.
Like, he came out hard.
NERD was just killed. They was on some shit.
Man.
They was just different. They came out and they stood, and he stood on that shit, and he's still here.
Yep.
And you gotta understand, they came out and was like the nerds when being nerds wasn't cool.
This was before Tyler.
This was before
Tyler
This
and
is far,
everybody.
well, way before.
Like this is before.
Yeah.
This was like when the
Deep when
word
hip-hop
nerds
was-
came out. It was like, oh, now they just smart kids that don't really interact with everybody. They just stay to themselves. This was this was when nerds was that.
Yeah, and meanwhile,
And he came out and accepted it. Like, no, I'm the shit.
I'm
Like,
cool. Skinny
bruh,
jeans.
Yep.
Trucker hats.
On a skateboard in a
Trucker
trucker
hats.
hat. By the way, meanwhile, producing like Super Thug,
Yep.
and then
Right.
doing the what was that? Wait a minute with RJ working all day. That shit was
But that,
hard.
all his, he did Nori. Oh no,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All his stuff was big.
Go back and play all of that shit was hard. Like
Yeah.
no one had heard anything like that. And then of course they went, and then NERD came out. They did their thing. They put the first album out, and it was programmed. And then they went back and did it live. The live album is
They're crazy.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm a rock star. Quick on the draw. Quick on the draw.
Lap
So you
dance.
never
Lap
seen
dance was
before.
crazy.
Come on, lap
Oh
dance.
baby, you want me? You get this
Oh my God.
And then
I just wanna
and then-
tape you
Yeah.
all night. Go back, listen to that album.
And then you listen.
You was listening to lap dance in jail.
No, shut up.
I'm just
Till you-
asking.
no,
Because
no.
you was like, lap dance was incredible. I'm like, wait, you was locked up. Like,
It was a good night.
you was listening to lap dance in jail. I'm just saying. I just had to ask.
But then you got to think about this. He produced the whole Khalees album, the Clips album.
Man,
The production was crazy. But before we get out of here, I'm gonna put you in the hot seat. You got to pick one.
all right.
Feature. This is gonna be dangerous.
All right.
Feature.
Here we go.
Listen. Feature. Perform with. Feature. Perform with. Pass.
Okay.
And I don't know if I could do this, but I'm gonna do it. Feature. Where you do a song with.
All right.
You just perform with.
Okay.
And you pass.
Okay.
But you was the pass. I don't
No,
You're gonna give me people.
I'm ready to give you people.
Oh, okay.
This shit ready to get dangerous.
Oh man. Here we go. All right. I'm ready.
Anita. Sade.
Feature.
Sade. Hold up. You better hit his three.
Okay.
Anita.
Okay.
Anita.
Not Anita Baker.
I can't do this.
Anita Baker.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's only Anita's
No,
album.
you know what? You know
Yeah,
what?
that's how.
No. I'm gonna just say pick one because I can't do this in the way.
Yeah, you could do
'Cause
it.
You can't
Yeah,
pass.
you could. It was kinda- it was- it's
no.
kinda
I
fire.
don't want you to pass. No.
No, go ahead and say it.
All
Say
right.
it. Say it.
Anita.
All right.
Sade.
Okay.
Mariah.
I've already had Mariah Carey. I've already had a song featured with Mariah. So
Whitney Houston. Take her out of there. Throw Whitney in there.
No, we can't go with Whitney because Whitney passed and you got to go. You got to make sure Whitney is cool. So you're gonna make sure Whitney is cool.
okay. So my grandmother, rest her soul, rest in peace. Favorite artist, Anita Baker. So that's for sure feature. Mariah's always I already have a song with Mariah.
So that's the pass.
Shout to Mariah, I love you. And I performed with her as well. So only on the basis of we've already done that.
You got
I
to
would
pass
say
on
pass.
on Sade.
No, I would say
no,
I would
you didn't.
perform with Sade. Yeah.
And you'll pass on. All right.
You
so
saying
listen.
Sade like
Sade?
Sade? Let's go.
Now I'm ready to get him. I'm ready to get him.
Sade, you don't know how old she is, but she's still better than the mom.
I'm ready to get him though. All right, now here you go.
You know what? I gotta flip flop that because I would want to sing something like that my grandmother loved, so I would perform with Anita Baker. Hopefully, it would be like a song that is already hers. Giving you the best that I got, baby. Come on, so many bangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, to perform with Anita would be a dream, and my grandmother would love that. And then yeah, to feature Sade would be crazy.
She'd be right in the studio. This is no ordinary love.
Yeah.
No ordinary love.
All right, now this one.
Yeah, we just okay.
Yeah,
No, don't do a little background singing.
See, what you trying to take my spot for?
You was a lip singer.
It's the same thing.
Like,
'cause
you Milli Vanilli.
No. If people played it. No, they was legends. People play the music and be lip singing too. So I mean, now this is a hard one. Prince Michael Luther
Yikes.
killed him.
Wow. That's rough.
Feature,
That's-
perform, pass.
Feature.
Perform with or pass. No. Take Luther out there and put Martin there.
Martin.
I meant Marvin. Marvin
Oh, I
Gaye.
was gonna say Martin
Man, I
Luther
said
King,
Martin.
nigga. What you talking about?
I had a kaleidoscope dream.
That one day Rollo would come home from jail and do the right thing.
I mean, now that one I would have to say Nelson, Malcolm, Martin. I would have to say that, but I ain't gonna say that. But go ahead, go back to that other one.
Okay. So Prince, Michael, or Marvin
Yeah.
perform with. All right, feature.
You gotta go Michael Jackson on the feature.
I know.
Y'all in there, why? Tell him that it's human nature. Why? Did you do it that way? Just imagine you in the air, you flying around, Mike below you, moonwalking.
Yeah. He moonwalking on the clouds. He got the same joint. But
Man.
Michael had a harness joint on. Because Michael said, no, I'm rocking the harness.
They gonna go to the set.
He'll come in on the jetpack.
Yeah.
Facts.
He gonna come in. doing a robot on a jetpack in the air.
Miguel, like Mike, see, for the concert, we gonna lift up the harness. You know, they gonna put the Mike. What is that? That's gonna hurt, Miguel.
That's gonna hurt. Don't do that.
That's gonna bruise
Don't
your
do that
back,
to me.
Miguel.
Don't do that.
I wouldn't do that if I was you. Yeah, Michael.
No, actually, yeah. Feature. Yeah, Michael for sure. You had to feature Michael. I performed with Prince on stage. I've been on stage with Prince one time in Baltimore. He's a little known, but he did a benefit concert. He called and invited every artist to come out. Any artist that wanted to come out and support. I believe it was. I'm trying to think who it was, but it was police had shot and killed.
Oh, someone, yeah.
Someone
Armed.
Yeah, unarmed, and it was police brutality at its worst.
You talking about Freddie Gray?
I think it was Freddie Gray.
Okay.
I think it was Freddie Gray. Thank you.
Yeah, he came down with Freddie Gray.
There's been so many, and he invited everyone to come out there, and so I flew out, and performed on stage. It was a surreal moment, but I would do it again.
All right.
I would do it again.
And
so
you
I would perform.
Pass on Marvin.
Not pass on Marvin, but I would respectfully just be like, that's Marvin.
Like it's Marvin, but this is Michael and Prince.
It's
Love you,
Marvin.
Marvin.
No, like,
Love you, buddy.
Now, let me ask you a question.
I just want to say if you ask any more questions, like, what do you say when you get a call from Prince? Like,
seriously.
Yo, if you want to come down and perform, like, you're welcome. Like, you gotta go. Like,
No, it was more of a I can't even front. Like, it was like he called me personally. He was just like, look, I'm doing this, and any artists that want to come, you're
but that's an
absolutely
open
welcome.
invitation. Like, you get a chance to go kick it with Prince or Mike. Or like,
You stopping your tour. Hold up, you're gonna wait. That city gotta
Right.
wait. I gotta go kick it with Prince. Now, when you went down there and done it, did he give you any game?
You know, he was. It seemed like there was a lot going on, and he had called it in a very short amount of time. So I met him real brief. I walked down a long corridor of like pipe and drape. It opened up into a small room, and he was just sitting in the corner, chilling. And he got up, and I looked at him, and I stopped, and I just said, I literally just was like, "Thank you." And he just was like, he just kind of motioned me over. Gave me a hug, and he was like, "Thank you for coming." And I'm like, "Thank you." Like, what else could I say?
You
Just like,
Prince,
thank you.
Right.
And he was real gracious. And we did the thing. We did a song by the Sister Sledge. We did a song by Sister Sledge that night. It was crazy.
Well, listen, man. The album is coming.
Viscera, October, around my birthday.
It's going down.
You a Libra?
Scorpios, no.
Oh, Scorpio.
I'm double Scorpio on the cusp of Libra Scorpio.
No, what's the double?
How you gonna be a double if you
What's
on the
a double
cusp?
Scorpio?
That was you three things then.
Rising and Scorpio, like moon, moon and sun type shit.
Okay, well, man, listen, we appreciate you for coming and tapping in with us, brother. It's always an honor, man.
Going down.
The
Appreciate
legend.
you guys. Thank you so much.
The legend.
Appreciate you.
Man, it's love.
Y'all get ready for the album. Y'all get ready for the tour. Y'all get ready for him swinging. You know, he messes back up about y'all. You know he like y'all. He messes whole shoulder blades.
Yeah, I'm going to do that on next live show. I'm doing that.
You next?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Got you.
But I'm gonna have like some clear tape. There's gonna be taped in my back. I ain't.
The duct tape is gonna be duct tape.
Some strong human tape. Because I said to myself, I said, he got fake skin on his back. That's not real. I was telling people that. I said, they got the Hollywood skin.
I just don't understand how they could lift you up in the air from the skin on your back.
It's a trip. It's been practiced. It's been
and
practiced.
You still hit every note.
Over centuries by many indigenous cultures, many ethnic indigenous cultures. Yeah, it's
like
been done.
I couldn't
and
do a
documented.
concert with just another grown man just pinching my neck like this. Like I couldn't. If another grown man just stood on stage just pinching my neck, like I couldn't get through the concert. Like you suspended in the air, singing beautifully.
Crazy. The very first time I've been suspended, I almost thought my life ended. I could know this wasn't the one,
But he was caught up.
in physical attachment.
But to his satisfaction.
Oh my God.
Man, we appreciate you for coming through,
It's
man.
love, man. It's
Until
love.
the next time, man, this is Miguel. This is a legend.
$1 million worth of game.
And it's just like that. Right!